Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Success Stories. I am your host, Alicia Cornell. And of course, today we are going to continue our conversation. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there for everyone who's just now watching this. I am coming to you super raw. I come natural and organic. And the reason is, I don't want you to be distracted by hair, nails, earrings, makeup, anything of that nature that I might do to myself for myself. I feel comfortable, I am confident, and I am courageous in the skin that I'm in. I just finished working out. I totally love myself. I got my heart rate pumping and my energy is going and my brain is full of oxygen. That's how I have to come to you, okay? So here's the thing. We're going to continue our message that we started on our last episode. Just to recall some of this information, we talked about a mountain. Our mountain is our success. We talked about redefining success because it's our own personal mountain. And all of the things that come along our way on that mountain are our obstacles. And that's where we get the concept space. So today I want to break down S. And each episode, I'm going to break down a letter. The S is for slowing down. And let me just explain to you and express why do you need to slow down. First of all, we all have these innate experiences and feelings and emotions based on things that have happened to us in our past. You can't help it. It's just there. If you were raised in, a wonderful family and everything was so perfect and everything was so great to your eyes, then you're probably going to feel like the world. Why is it? The world isn't bad. The world is this or that. So it just goes along with that. So when you are in your obstacle, you're on your success mountain and you face an obstacle. Now, this obstacle could be related to your job. It could be a derailment. It could just be a life thing that happened, whatever it is. The first thing we have to do is, of course, we create our spaces. Slow down. I do not respond to difficult or complex questions on the fly. I typically need 1 to 2 days to really think it over. And when I'm slowing down, you have to tell yourself, I need to slow down. Physically say it, write it down, and make a post-it note about it. Let it be the first thing that you see every morning and the first thing that you say to yourself every morning. Slow down. The reason for slowing down is that in order to move through your obstacle, you need to really slow down. This is not the first time that you've went over this obstacle. I can promise you it's not. It looks different. It smells different. There's different people there. But if you slow your thoughts down long enough, what you will see is something from your past that is very, very similar to what's happening in your present. When you slow your thoughts down, and this is how I like to slow down. When I want to slow down, I do the opposite. I speed up. Listen to what I'm saying. When I want to slow down, I speed up. But I pick and choose what I'm speeding up. So that might be the opportunity that I'm actually doing some running because I want to time myself, okay? I'm doing other things. I'm not doing work things. I'm not doing book things. I'm not doing school things. I'm not doing family things. I'm not speeding any of that up because those are the things that I want to slow down. So first, make your slow down list. What are the things that you want to slow down? Right now in my life, honest to goodness, in all full transparency, I want my personal life to slow down. And the reason why I want my personal life to slow down is because I want to enjoy all of those moments. I want to enjoy everything that being married, being a mom, being an auntie. I want to enjoy that. I worked so hard and my work life was sped up so quickly. I didn't really get to enjoy everything about my family life. And now I have the opportunity to kind of switch gears a little bit. Not that my work life is slowing down at all. My work life is on speed. And I'm okay with that, but I want my family life to slow down. So when I want my family life to slow down, what I do is I intentionally prepare For my work, I make sure, not that I have an OCD schedule, but that things are kind of scheduled so that I can handle it. A part of that is being able to say no to things that don't belong to me, but to also know and understand who in my organization can actually handle that, and being able to let go and pass that off. That's a part of slowing down. So, okay, I'm working on, I have a cardio routine now with jumping jacks, squats, crunches, and burpees, 4 rounds. I want to see how fast I can do those in. That's my goal. That's the goal for this quarter. And that's my speed up goal. My slow down goal is family life. My speed up goal is to speed up that routine to see how quickly I can finish it. And when I'm slowing down and intentionally I'm speeding up something else in my life, my brain is a muscle. It just does what it tells us to do. It's just like a computer. It's your OS, it's your operating system. I want, and go back to Sigmund Freud on this one with your ego, your super ego, and your id. And when you start studying that, because I have, you will see something very phenomenal during your slow down period. I started to slow down, and when I realized how much my ego fed, my ego was the judge of everything that I do. What was I feeding my super ego and my id? And it is an entire process that involves, and I know some of you are out there going to say, she's crazy. I'm not doing that. But I started to slow down. And what I did was I found out that I had a slow digestion. Okay. I have a slow digestive system. So what that means for me is, and I'm going to pull the science out on you. If you think about it, and you go back to these foundations and anatomy and physiology and things of that nature, I have a slow digestive system, which means that when I eat, it takes me about 2 hours before I can really feel the effect of what I've eaten. So if my blood sugar was low, which it is when you're hungry, and I'm irritated because everybody knows I gotta eat, and I get very angry and very irritated very fast. If I don't eat, I eat right then. 2 hours later is when my blood sugar rises, my body stabilizes. I mean, we have to think of ourselves the same way that we think of patients. If you're a nurse, clinician, whoever you are, if you know how the body operates, you have to think of yourself in the same way. That is a part of your slowdown. So you think about it like this. That is self-awareness of understanding during that slowdown period. And that's why I say when you slow down, pick something you want to speed up. I usually like to pick up some exercise or something like that. Totally distracts my brain. I'm making a flower wall. That helps slow me down because I want to see how fast I can put these flowers on this piece of styrofoam because I'm going to hang up this picture. But what it does is it helps me to realize and understand and to listen to my body and to listen to the way that I operate. Yes, we're in this body, but our bodies are operating off of this autonomic nervous system and all these mechanisms of push and pull, stop and go that we learn about, we facilitate, we administer medications to treat, we prescribe and diagnose, but you don't even think about it for yourself. When I want to slow down, that is the first thing that I think about. I'm being sped up because what am I doing? What am I eating? Who am I around? Even the people that I'm around sometimes are, not that they're bad people, but the energy that they're bringing into my life right then may not be something that's absolutely necessary for me at that time. I have to slow down so that I can be able to hear, is this a good time for me? Is this not a good time for me? What do I really want out of this? And instead of like planning this long list of short-term goals and long-term goals, I just go, hey, I'm trying to make it through Tuesday. That's where I'm at. And that's where I land. I'm just trying to make it through today. Okay, I want to slow down enough so that I can appreciate from the time I wake up today to the time I go to bed today, everything that is happening so that I can slow down. And I know what you're thinking. There's no way in the world that I can slow down. Girl, this girl don't know where I work. I know where you work because I work there. I have. And let me tell you something, when all systems are on go, it is intentional. You have to intentionally slow down. I worked in orthopedics and trauma for several years. After that, I went to acute rehab. After that, I joined an implementation team to implement the electronic health record in a massive hospital. Half the time don't know what I'm doing. I just do these things, and then I find out the lightning speed at how fast all of these things go. And it is an intentional and purposeful reason that you have to pull yourself out of the matrix of things so that you can hear yourself. Even things such as recording your thoughts. Pick up the camera, the phone. It doesn't have to be the camera. There's a record option in a record app to listen to the things that you are saying. It's time during your slowdown to spill your guts. Because when you spill your guts, you make space in your mind to take on whatever new strategy that you're going to have to do to get to wherever you're going to go for your success. So remember that when we're redefining that success, this is you. You're starting with a blank slate. It is totally clean. Start at the beginning. Where do you want to do? What are you trying to say? How are you trying to get there? It's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your execution strategy to your level of success is all up to you. There are so many things that are possibilities and so many different roles. And it's just not just your career. You really have to take in consideration, where are you trying to be in this life? What is your purpose? Are you serving your purpose? Or are you serving the purpose of others? And that's a strong question that I can't answer for you. You have to answer that for yourself. And you really have to think about that. Like, whose purpose am I really serving? If you don't like your job, find another one. That's fine. Find another one. Keep applying. Because what I'm trying to express to you, what I'm trying to say to you is sometimes you just don't know yourself. And during your obstacle, the reason why it's so difficult and it's so overwhelming is because when you are learning something, it is the most uncomfortable feeling you are ever going to have in your entire life. You are going to be so uncomfortable. You are going to want to run. You are going to want to go hide. You're not going to want to talk to somebody. Don't worry about it. That is your path to success. That is you learning about yourself. Sit in that moment. It is nasty. It is uncomfortable. It feels the exact same way I feel right now. I'm sweaty. I'm dirty. I want to take a shower. I don't want to be on this camera talking to y'all. I look a mess, but guess what? I am already, my mind has been sped up. So now it is slowing down. So I'm thinking about how am I going to reach my goals for the rest of the day, which is to complete a couple of documents, forward a few emails, kind of wrap up some things with a couple of clients. And then I'm ready for the next thing because I have to clear my plate for the next thing that I can't have this in the background when I'm trying to go to I'm trying to go to get rid of that so that you can sing, so that you can be happy, so that you can get dressed up. You know, all this conditioning and training that we do with our bodies and all this healthy food eating, mindfulness, it ain't to be skinny. It's so that you can feel good about yourself. It is to raise your serotonin. It is to raise your dopamine. It is to get your heart pumping and your blood flowing so that you can feel good about what you're getting ready to do. Nobody knows. You might have to put on a serious general uniform because you might have to cut people's jobs. You might have to really get on your team about not achieving something today. I don't know. Prepare yourself. Slow down so then you can be emotionless, very objective in your thoughts, and to be able to get other people on your team and to soak up what you're saying and to ask questions and to really create this healthy, positive environment and culture where you can achieve your level of success. I don't care if you work in a cafeteria, your level of success may be to move up to manager. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get everybody in the cafeteria to listen to what you're saying, to learn, and to want to hear what you're saying? All right, you got food to serve, and we're ready. We're hungry. We want to eat. All right, if you're hungry like I'm hungry, then you definitely want to eat. You definitely don't want to be angry. And remember, it takes 2 hours for the food to digest. Slow down. Next episode is the P coming up next.